So we're down in what we call a cloister at the moment. As you can see, the pots we planted up earlier in the year are now dying back. The pelargoniums are giving up the ghost, and the herbs aren't doing that great either. But on the plus side, we do have some more kale to go in the ground, and we'll go look at that in a minute and see how that's coming along. As you can see, it's still pretty much a dumping down here. Lots of rubble left over from building work still that we're going to use for hardcore. And over there, some more planting and some box that's looking rather poorly. I think we may have box blight, and we may just be deciding to do away with box completely and have yew. There's our wood. That's for kindling and burning. And over here we have our log pile ready to be chopped up. In here we have some Nepeta, which is catmint, and our perennial bed, which only the other day I weeded and cleared out. Lots of sheep sorrel again in there, but even the perennials now are beginning to suffer and die back. But in amongst all this, some lovely Fistelgia. Is that how you pronounce it? Fistelgia? Whatever it is, it's a beautiful plant. And the Verbena borealis doing really well. As you can see, our rhubarb is now pretty much at it. But on the plus side, here we have our kale and cabbage in a bed that was only a couple of days ago still full of potatoes and the assorted weeds. And over here you can see our strawberry patch still sending out runners, even at this late date. But now the fruit pretty much dying back. Another bed until recently, which was covered in weeds, now completely clear. And something that I'm really excited about, a wonderful find off Recycle, an absolutely massive compost bin, which we're going to use for this part of the garden. We have several more compost bins dotted around the garden. We have 4 up at the top in the meadow, 2 down by the perennial flower beds, and 1 here. As you can see, look in the greenhouse, things are dying back. I'm trying to leave the tomatoes as long as possible to ripen up, but they are beginning to drop, as you can see here. I've got some tomatoes on my staging, besides some very sad looking sweet peppers that have been hit by the frost. But surprisingly enough, there are our sweet peas. Some more of them to be planted soon. And if you can see in the background, a courgette. The lovely red watering can was my watering can from when I was a little child, and my father gave that to me recently. A very failed raspberry bed, which we're going to move lower down into the garden where it's warmer and less exposed. But on the plus side, our berry bed is doing really well, and we have some black currants. Only a modest haul, but not bad for the first year in the orchard. And finally, a view out over the valley.